Welcome to Andy D. Cole's podcast. Please like, share and subscribe.
Welcome to Andy D. Cole's podcast. Press like and subscribe.
Welcome to Andy Decodes. Sit back and enjoy as we dive deeper down into the rabbit hole and into the unknown.
Hello and welcome to today's show. I'm joined by Michael Kopf. Say hello, Michael.
Hello, everyone. Good to be back.
And Michelle Gray.
Hi, everyone.
Right, we should be joined by Matt and Kell, but they're having issues with power failure, so they've no internet at the minute. Hopefully it will come back on, and as soon if it does, they'll jump on and we'll just carry on like there was never missing. Yep.
Yes.
Excellent. Right, so I'm not doing any typing tonight because I'm doing a different format. As you can see, all the stuff is behind me. I'm using the iPad. It's on a stand. So I've got more room and more freedom to do whatever I need, kick my legs out, lie down, whatever. So just want to say, if you are new in the chat or new watching, please do join in the chat. No one will bite. Or will you? Michael might.
Michael might.
No promises.
He's had his shots, though.
Oh, that's that. No rabies,
No rabies.
You won't turn into a cryptid yet.
Not straight away. A couple of days, 48 hours, something like that. Yes. So, please do come and say hello in the chat. Everyone is warm and welcoming. There are a few cold ones in there, but I won't name names, Joe. Anyway, moving on. So we are just going to do a round table. So please do get your questions in. Ask us anything to do with paranormal, high strangeness, anything like that. Now, Michael has an update for this coming Sunday. Do you want to tell them what it is?
So this Sunday, our network that we air on, eTalk.tv, is doing a Halloween marathon to where all the shows for 2 days get a 2-hour window and air special episodes. And it's to bring awareness to the network and to just have some fun. And so this Sunday on Paranormal Versus episode, we are going to have the one and only Catherine Sorlos, and Andy's tagging on. I'm just teasing. No, I'm looking forward to seeing what's going to happen with you and Catherine being on at the same time.
Well, is that a bad thing?
No, I think it's going to be a lot of fun.
Oh, good. Is it fancy dress? That's what I want to know.
I think you can wear your hoodie.
Awesome. That'll do. Nothing else. Just a hoodie.
If that's what you want, don't stand up.
Oh, from there up, so
Yep.
It's all good. Yeah. I just want to say hello to a few people in chat. Like I said, I'm not typing because I've not got anything in front of me. So just welcome some of the chatters. So we've got Sober Carper, Chiro Sounds, Margaret Webster, Nickname, Midwest Night Watchers, Susie B, Andy Byrne, Joe. I think that is it for now. Oh, and Simon. So welcome everybody and thank you for joining us. Anyone, either of you two got any questions for the other one?
Oh, let's see. Want to ask each other questions?
Yeah, we can do to start off and see how it goes.
Okay, let's see. Well, we're both in Texas. So
Yeah.
what do you think about the different regions hunting differently? Because, of course, they have to, because the history is different. And it seems like everybody would have to investigate differently to a certain extent.
Yeah. So you mean like the US to the UK?
Right.
Yeah. Because, well, whether there's Bigfoot in the UK, and I don't know, I think it's more like wild man and that kind of thing. I don't know if there is a Bigfoot as such.
Right.
But then over here we've got, like, I suppose more the Fae. I suppose that's more in Scotland and Ireland.
Right.
But is there more hauntings in the UK than the US? Or is it because of the size of America compared to the size of the UK? It's going to be more compact over here, whereas over there you've got 5,000 miles from east to west or whatever it is, and then everything else in between. So does the ratio equal, or does it one's higher than the other?
What do you think, Michael?
I think I'm starting to lean towards equal, because when we go into the native stories and their experiences, then we have just as much history as the UK does, but the history is a little different. And so paranormally wise, what we could say definitely is paranormal. I think the UK beats America with more, because they have more substantial claims and stuff that's more like, yeah, I can't explain that.
Yeah, do you think it's to do with the history as well?
I think it is, because our history, we only will discuss certain histories. If people don't like a specific history, we'll push it under a rug, or be like, no, that's conspiracy, and shut it down.
Yeah. It's there's a lot of taboo, isn't there? I suppose.
Yeah. And see, I think that you guys have more because you save your structures. We demolish our structures and build new throughout history, where you guys, and in Scotland and Ireland and Europe, and you know, you guys not only have the soil that has it, but you also have the structures that have absorbed all of these years. So where we'll destroy our structures.
Yeah,
I don't think we have the preservation or respect that other countries have for our structures.
Yeah, I suppose, like, because we got like the castles and that, and these castles here, and it's like it could like 2 bricks in some grass, and that's the remains of the castle. So it's but they won't build on it because it's a listed building, or I don't whatever it's called, but
A historical site.
Yeah, that's it. Segregated ground. I know that's not the word, but it's something like that.
Sacred ground.
Yeah, it means sacred ground.
Right. Hallowed ground, you could say.
Yeah, I suppose. But do you not find, though, that like a lot of countries in Europe don't have much, or they don't have a lot of reported activity?
I don't know that they don't have a lot reported. I think it's more of they don't feel safe to talk about it, and so it stays within certain families or certain people, where we're starting to share it more.
Yeah, could be that. But it's like you don't hear a lot from Germany or Poland or like Czech Republic or anywhere like that.
Oh, you know, Germany's got it and Poland's got it.
Well, that's why I mentioned you'd think they would have it, but you don't hear anything. I haven't.
I've got a theory about Germany, actually. I feel like the closer to salt and the more salt content there is in the land and in things like that, I feel like the less spirits. I mean, it only makes sense. You know, we've all done salt to keep spirits away or keep them out. And I just feel like, you know, Germany, I've been to the salt mines.
Yeah.
So, and there was like zero activity to me. in the salt mines. And then when I started to paranormal, I thought, I wonder if the salt content of areas in Germany have something to do with the fact of there just not being spirits that are hanging in there. You know, they're kind of like, it's not really a good place.
But haven't you got the salt plains over there? Is it in Utah?
Where
It is in Utah.
Yeah. I don't know of any investigations going there. Do you, Michael? In the salt plains?
I do know Utah has a lot of UFO activity and cryptid activity.
But you can see the sky better. So
yeah. But I was thinking, like, you're like the Black Forest in Germany and places like that. You never really hear of any strange or weird encounters coming from there. Is it because they don't tell anyone?
I think it is because there are even cities or areas around where I live where if you come in and say, oh, so is this place haunted? They're like, hush, we don't discuss that.
Yeah.
We don't want to acknowledge that. And so, or they'll say, we don't want to be known as a haunted place. And then they bring in a whole lot of people to investigate it and be like, yeah, we're being overrun by investigators. So it's a catch-22 is they know it's there, but they don't want all the attention that it brings. And I think they don't want the TV crews coming through and potentially painting a bad light on their area.
Yeah, I suppose. It's just strange how you don't really hear anything from like Central Europe or Eastern Europe, wherever they are. But yeah.
That'd be an interesting book to travel around and see what they say.
Yeah. So while we're talking about Europe, what do you think of the trolls in like the Nordic countries like Norway, Sweden, Finland?
Don't piss them off.
Huh?
As it don't piss them off.
Do you think they're real or they was real and they still exist?
I think all of it was real at one time. I mean, why not? Why couldn't it be?
Because you see the photos of these mountains that look like obviously giants. Was they turned to stone?
I are the trolls turned to stone? I don't know, but I mean, we talk. You got Lot's wife was turned into a pillar of salt, and where they say that doesn't look anything like a human, but. I mean, who's to say that's not a true story? We weren't there, so I can't discount it. But at the same time, I have a healthy skepticism about it, but I don't just discount it.
Yeah.
Well, what if the Medusa thing is right? What if there actually were humans or whatever that could actually have the ability to turn people to stone? So why couldn't they turn trolls to stone? Why couldn't you say one person, like if you say that I have the abilities, you ask another person, they're saying, oh, she's making it all up. She has a vivid imagination. You ask another person and they're like, sure, why not? Why couldn't it be? So maybe they are, or maybe they were carved rudimentary to, look like a troll.
Yeah.
So whether it's the actual DNA troll or if it's someone saying, I want this, I don't have a written word, I want to leave this in memory for something, maybe they carved it. I mean, it's not like it's hard to do a troll if it's, has very distinct rounded features if it is what we think it is. So why not?
Yeah, the legend is that trolls could only come out between twilight and dusk. So if they was out during like sunlight hours, that's when they turn to stone. But
it's kind of, they have the same story as the gargoyles.
Yeah. So I mean,
Sober's just put up, according to a survey, nearly 90% of Swedish believe in the hidden people.
Definitely.
So how can there be that many people believing it if it's not real?
So another thing I will point out, and I'm sure you've come across this, Andy, is looking at, I believe it's the Isle of Crete. over
Yeah.
by Greece where they have dinosaurs embedded in stone arches. And it's like, how could they do a image of a stegosaurus when they're supposed to have been long extinct? So
Yeah.
how did they know what it looked like? Because there was nothing around to look at. It's not like, they could go, oh, there's a carcass on the ground over there. Let's carve this
Yeah.
in stone to sell everybody what we saw.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, we know for a fact from science that the timelines are all wrong. They're so jumbled. And I mean, there's still interpretation up until recently, the last 40 years, even science was kind of a guessing game still. I mean, it's a practicing physician. I mean, he's still practicing. So, it's the same thing with scientists. They have more ability, but a lot of them draw their facts and their ideas from things that people thought were facts. And I mean, things are being recarbon dated. And in 30 years from now, they'll be doing it again, taking samples and well, nope, they were wrong.
Well, actually, the carbon dating, they can't really carbon date because when they did the lovely bombs that they dropped, the atomic bombs, it screwed up the carbon dating. They've actually proven that. And so they don't rely on carbon dating much anymore because, the atom bomb disrupted the carbon. So the carbon dating is glitched.
Well, they're still carbon dating in certain areas. I mean, carbon dating is not out. I mean, they're still doing it within Egyptology. They're still carbon dating. So it's only within a certain region that there's been radioactivity. I mean, but they're even saying that Herbian turned to salt was from radioactive possibility of a blast.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, we haven't all been, well, now we have with microwaves, but I mean, we haven't all been radiated. So it's still possible to do carbon dating, which of course will advance more, but can't say it's out.
But I mean, too, is look at the Nazca lines. I mean, we can't even explain why and how they did that. And they're all over.
Yeah. We always have to add a yet. We can't do it yet. But
we can. It's just they don't want to accept how or why they're there.
So they did. They're not releasing it.
Yeah, because it will prove them wrong.
Right.
That's why.
That's exactly it. But, there's too much technology now. There's just too much. They're not going to be able to continue hiding all of these things.
No.
They're going to get leaked. They're going to get found out.
There is stone carvings of aliens back in Sumeria. And different alien races in Sumeria and even before them. It's like it's published, it's there. I mean, Egypt had glyphs, and I've seen them personally firsthand, glyphs of helicopters, submarines, boats, none of which existed when these buildings were being put up. So, again, how did they know what technology we have today looked like back thousands of years? So, it's hard now to say, there's no evidence of aliens around here, or we've never been visited. It's like, are you under a rock?
Yeah.
Well, I think
very much.
Like in the timeline, I think that us right now, we're just basically coming into our teenage years. I mean, our ancestors were the babies of this timeline. And, I think it was so many other timelines before us. I mean, I just feel like we're kind of in the rebellious teenage stage right now, all of us. And
Yeah. No, that make a lot of sense. Yeah. Right, we do have a couple of questions, so we'll go to the first question now, and this is from Joe, chop Blackin. So this is from Sober Carper. So he's asking, regarding black-eyed kids, has anyone got any reports of the kids saying anything about rain? There's I have a few now that say virtually the same thing.
I don't even know what a black-eyed kid is. So.
Oh,
Yeah, I have no idea. I guess I see it on the front of our show every time, but I haven't got that far yet. Kids scare me. Ghost kids scare me. I don't want any part of the kid thing. Dolls, kids, none of that. Give me grown up ghosts.
No,
You would explain it, Andy?
Yeah. So these are kids that pretty much turn up out of nowhere late at night, and they ask to come into your house and ask if they can use a phone to phone the parents, but it's like very vampire-esque. You have to invite them across the threshold. They can't just walk in. And people that have let them in have ended up terminally ill.
Oh.
And the eyes are pure black. There's no white in the eyes. It's just pure black. And they kind of repeat what they're saying. A bit like me normally on a stream. But they just like, can we come in? We need to use your phone. We need to contact our mom. And it's just stuff like that.
Wow. Yeah, I'm putting the Halloween candy outside. Not answering the door.
Yeah, so if anyone comes dressed as a black-eyed kid, do not let them in your house.
Not happening. I don't even like humans to come in my house, let alone scary kids with too much eyeshadow on.
No.
So, all right, Michael, what do you think?
I have not had any reports of them talking about rain, but I have heard stories of the black-eyed children going in and not only, terminally ill from it, but there are cases that the family would actually disappear. There'd be no trace of them whatsoever.
I've not heard that one.
So what's up with the rain question? Like what's the rain? I'm curious about that. What do they have to do with rain?
So rain is a conductive material because it's water.
Okay.
And so it raises the electromagnetics, which
gives them more power.
I think raises the ions in the air, and all of that creates like a plasmic effect. And so they can energize and supercharge off of it.
That doesn't make sense as far as the rain and them pulling energy, because spirits, I get more readings. I have a black house with a copper roof. And when it rains, I have to put noise canceling because the spirit chatter just gets so loud. So I can understand why they would be able to pull energy off of it. That makes sense.
Hey, Andy, you realize she has a black house. That means she would never see the kids.
I know, yeah. You'd just be like...
They could be at her house right now.
You won't see them. Or you won't see their eyes.
Well, I didn't invite them in, so they're not in here. I don't invite creepy, soul-sucking kids in my house.
No, we're going, weather permitting, we're going back to Cannock Chase next Saturday. And we're doing we're not camping because you're not allowed to camp there. So we're doing a stay over. And there's been black-eyed kids sighted in the area. But where we're going, we're going to be staying roughly within half a mile of about 5 or 6 different types of activity.
I was gonna say, are you sleeping on their hunting path?
No, we're just gonna sit and chat, and we're gonna set cameras up. We're just gonna sit in a circle, all 3 of us. No, don't know how many's going yet.
I was gonna say 3. That's a large
triangle.
I'd knock that number off a little bit.
No, I think there's at least 4 of us going. So we don't want too many going because we don't want to ruin it, but then don't want too few either. So we're going to sit in the circle. We're going to set cameras up. So we've all got a 360 of what's going on the perimeter. We're going to set that up, and we're just going to sit there and talk about our encounters and things that have gone on and stories that we've heard. Like creepy campfire tales sort of thing.
I think you'll be stronger if you do north, south, east, and west, and just make sure.
Well, I'm taking my dowsing rods, so I'm going to use them. So while people are chatting, I'm going to, because I've got the copper dowsing rods, I'm going to sit and do some questions in my head while they're chat and see if it draws anything in. Nice. Nobody knows this until now. So
Hi.
two of the people that are coming are in the chat. They won't mind.
So do they? What is their purpose? Like, are they just like?
Well, we don't know. So there's different speculation that they're aliens. There's some kind of inner Earth creature.
It could be possessed.
Possible reptilians wearing a human skin suit. Yeah, like Michael said, possessed child. But then what happens is, so when they ask the questions to come in, there's been other stories where people have been sat in the car and they've come up and they've been asking for a lift, and the person drove away, and then they've turned round, and where they would have been, like this big open car park, they're nowhere to be seen, and there's nowhere for them to hide. So where did they go?
So they're tricksters.
So you're gonna love this, Andy. There's a lake over by my house. It's called White Rock Lake.
Yeah.
And there are claims that a
Like,
child will say, I need a ride home.
yeah.
And when they get in the car, they disappear, but a puddle of water is left on the seat.
Oh,
I've heard
yeah.
that.
There'd be a puddle of water on my seat if that happened as well.
Yeah. Definitely.
And maybe some extra, but we won't go into that too much detail. But yeah.
Actually, Andy, I see you more as jumping out of the car and saying it's yours. I'll walk from here.
Yeah.
What if you bring offerings, like bring sweeties and bring toys and bring things? What if you bring things and as like a gift to them? Maybe they're just wanting an offering. What if they see themselves as some kind of god?
I don't know. Never thought of that.
So, I mean,
I'm not sure I'd want to encourage them to come back.
Yeah.
well, I would like to give them something as good.
Yeah, a one-way ticket to Texas.
We have our own here. We don't need more.
Yeah, we don't need anything. But yeah, I mean, why not? Why does it hurt? It's like I want to go out and ask the trees questions, because nobody asked the trees, even though the trees are the oldest things around. They've seen all the history, but no one asked the trees. And
Without sounding weird, I kind of talk to trees now and again.
I
So
do.
do I.
Oh, we're all weirdos together then.
Yeah.
Perfect.
Now, if I'm
I
having
don't.
a really bad day, I go out and find, like, I'll go to the park and I'll find a tree that I'm just drawn to, and I'll just hug it, and it pulls the negative energy from me. It's
Well,
kind of like
I've used, when we went to Rendlesham, me and Derek, not Derek, he's on a, not even called Derek, it's called Alex. That's good. Derek popped up. Oh, long day. So when me and Alex Lovelock went to Rendlesham, I had the trimeter, and I'm putting it on the tray. There's nothing else around, no power cables, no gas pipe, nothing there. One area had been chopped down where all the trees were, and that's where Alex used to see a lot of shadow people going in and out the trees.
right.
Opposite that is K2 meter. It's like Vegas, all the lights were just going off on it. So I got my digital one, put it on the tray and moved it up and down.
Mm-hmm.
And both numbers, there's a top and bottom number on them. Both of them started going up. I've never had it where the bottom number has ever gone above 0.1. And this is on like 2.6. And that's just moving it up and down on the back.
Oh, I believe it. I want to do more research with plants, because I hear them now. That's kind of like my new little trick.
Yeah.
It's got to be on the right moon, the right everything. But you can hear the little, it's not words or anything. It's just a low frequency. And since I feel vibrations, everything's vibration.
I've never heard that, but Kell has just messaged me. They have power.
Yay.
So they should be on. So, right, so Sober Carpers put, no, none of the encounters are with them knocking on your door. They're all people literally walking into them around an area called Heath Hayes.
I forgot my notepad. I had to write in my hand.
So Heath Hayes.
Hayes. What country?
I think that's in the UK.
I think it is, because we don't have places like that.
We do.
Most of our cities are one word.
It sounds posh, but it's probably not.
Does sound posh, doesn't it?
It sounds British.
Right.
I'll put it that way.
And here are the latecomers. 1 second. Hello, Kell. Hello, Matt.
Hello.
Hi.
Guys,
Hey.
Finally got power.
Finally, we don't know how long it's going to last, but yeah, we
You know what you need to do? You need to get a water wheel fitted on the outside of the house. You'll be fine then.
Certainly do.
Yeah. So what's the GSR?
Geordie
Yes,
Supernatural Research,
Oh yeah. Okay.
my group, the investigation team. I've got.
She tried putting it in there, but with StreamYard, you can only have 50 characters, and it
Yeah.
wouldn't allow us to do
Yeah.
it. So we were like,
See,
oh, we have to
That's
abbreviate.
why my shows are initialed. I have the
Yeah,
same problem.
right.
There's not enough characters.
Right. Just found out it's near Cannock Chase, so we might get a chance to have a look at that. So Derek Galway in the chat. Welcome, Derek. So he's in Northeast Florida, and they have a version of Rendlesham Forest in place called Middleburg. It's in Jennings State, Florida. I've never heard of that,
Why
but
does
I
that
don't know.
sound familiar?
I think that's up by Fernandina, that area.
See, I only know the states in America. I didn't even know states had capitals, and then all that. It's just.
Oh, Florida
Yeah.
is the southeast corner.
Southeast.
I know where they are, but that it stops.
Tallahassee is the capital.
Is it? Oh,
Are you looking it up? Are
I'll
you
never
tweeting?
remember.
No,
that.
I know.
Whatever. He's looking. He's a fast typer. Let me tell
Look
you.
at
He
I
doesn't-
have nothing.
He's magical. Whatever. He got a mouse.
He has.
Yeah.
He's got his little tablet at the side of
I
him.
know.
With
He's like.
States of America, and their
Here's my
capital.
phone. It's in sleep mode.
Now see, he's defending himself way too much. See, guilty conscience there.
Yes. Right. So we'll throw that question to Matt and Kell. Welcome. Thank you for coming on. I know it wasn't your fault. I did explain to everyone. But, so, Black Eyed Kids, what's your take on them?
The place that my daughter used to work at, it's a casino in Newcastle called Grosvenor Casino. Apparently they had one. It was seen by loads of punters, but my daughter never seen it. But so it's just like I say, it's just rumor that there has one being seen there. So
But was it picked up on CCTV? Do you know?
no idea. I just know like different people that worked there that said that they had seen it, but at the time I didn't really pay that much attention to it. So
Right.
but I've heard about the ones that kind of chase. I've been told like a few times about them ones. So
That was the original reason when I first went to Cannock was to find some black. Yeah, like I'm going out shopping. I like to find some Black Eyed Kids, bring them back on.
Make sure you get the 5-foot ones, Andy, because you might be able to outrun those.
I doubt it. As long as you fit in the boot of the car, it's all good. What about you, Matt? Because you're down in on the border, aren't you?
Yeah, I mean, I've heard of them, but never actually witnessed anything or anything like that.
No.
Yeah. So not as yet, anyway.
Have you not heard of anybody down your way? That's
Not really, no.
Not until you hear this in a couple of minutes.
at the door if there is.
Yeah, don't. Yeah.
No, actually, what Kell's going to do is go, I'll meet you at the wall.
The wall.
Yeah, that'll be
The
right.
infamous wall.
Right, got a couple more questions for you, so I'll put the next one up. Won't we, Joe? Yay, she's getting quicker. So this is from Derek. Do you think a witch or warlock could put a hex or spell on artificial intelligence? That's interesting.
Okay, I'll jump in on this one. No, I don't think so. I
No?
think there's a lot of things we're not going to be able to do to AI. I think they're going to be the ultimate of, taking over everything. They're robots. They're not, and they can act.
Yeah.
So unless you shock them or,
anything.
yeah. I don't.
But,
Yeah, the way I see it is possibly there's obviously the effect that whatever that the AI is on, that can probably affect that.
Right.
So
Yeah,
that's the
the
only way I can see
programmer.
it.
yeah.
Programmers, yeah. They know C++ or whatever they use to
But aren't the
program
programs
these.
primarily their goal is the programmers will actually be an artificial intelligence of some sort also, kind of like in iRobot where it has the big brain, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, they want to eliminate the human out of it because they see us as flawed.
But a human created the first, so they can't really eliminate it. The
Can they
source
not?
code is human.
Okay, that's a good question because you say that, but let's fast forward. At the beginning, they're being made by a human. But then as they start adapting, then they can themselves produce more. And then it just keeps going and going and going until just go like at the grocery store when we have the automatic cashiers. Well, we're down to 2 people doing the cashiers and 2 people watching the automated. But after a while, won't they eventually replace all of the humans for that and we all bring our own groceries up? You eliminate the human element out of that except a repairman.
Yeah.
The difference is that it's all still based on that original source code, so it's still, they can't eliminate the human aspect.
I don't know.
Well, they can
We
try.
found that out in the AI wars.
Okay, we're off this dimension again. Let's come back to this one right here,
Yeah.
right now.
Let's
You
say has nobody
Way over
watched
my
Terminator?
Terminator. Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah.
So that could they be biomechanical eventually? Organic and
I think they already are.
machine.
Cyborgs.
Yes. Androids.
Mm.
Yeah. How do we know that there's not already, like with hybrids and different races of human type species, how do we know that they're not already walking among us?
We don't.
You can't.
We don't know that. Yeah.
I've thought that before since I feel vibration off of everything. I have met people that have no vibration. And I've always, when I was younger, I thought maybe they're vampires, maybe something. But now there's more and more humans that are not having vibration. So what the hell are they? Are they absorbing? I mean, like, what are they doing? Like, where's their vibration?
They just might have any soul.
Yeah, their soul snapped away.
Now, see, that's an odd thing. I said something about the other day. I didn't mean to on our podcast, but I got down the rabbit hole and I said something. But I've met quite a few YouTubers that are, pretty high up. And when I see them, I see like souls cut. Like they just have, like you see in the movies where the wings have been cut off.
Yeah.
It's this nubby. I that's the images I get from them. It's almost like their soul's been detached. It's like, and it's just odd.
It's like that saying though, isn't it? People that sell the soul to the devil to become rich
the
and famous.
27 Club.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I knew somebody that actually had something done to them, and then when they came back in, they felt as though they didn't have a soul at all.
Oh, wow.
Weird. So I'm not going to say who it is, obviously, because it's somebody.
Right.
Yeah. That's creepy, that though, isn't it?
Well, and here's another thing that'll trip you up is there are cases of where people have gone, and unconscious, and when they wake up, they're completely somebody else.
Oh, yeah.
And the term is called walk-ins. So another soul came in and took over while they were unconscious, and so it's a whole nother person.
Yeah.
So do you think 2 souls could be in one body?
No.
No,
Do you know?
I believe they can exist obviously at the same time, but not in the same body.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Mm.
Or one soul split into as many.
Yeah, I believe that.
Yeah.
I think your own soul can divide, but I don't think you can cohabitate together.
Yeah.
No.
I think
Unless you're
that's
possessed.
Yeah, I agree.
Thank you. Any questions in the chat?
Oh, right now they're talking about wild parsley, it looks like.
It's awesome. There we go.
Which kind of wild parsley?
Oh, remember while we wait for some more questions? Because we can go for a break in a minute if you want. Are you all right, Kell?
I'm fine.
You sure?
I just got there, so...
Yeah.
Right. Well, just give me a shout and we'll go for a break whenever you want. So
Okay.
next week, I'm gonna have to get my phone out. I'm doing a live cast on Tuesday, Wednesday, Friday, then Saturday, Sunday we're in Cannock. Then a week on Wednesday, Mr. Wild Parsley is coming on the show, Mr. UFO Joe. So he's on the 1st of November. But next Friday is the Halloween special. Kell, do you remember what I said to you? Or have you completely forgot? Is that yes or no?
I'm unsure because we're meant to have plans during the day type of thing, so I don't know what time we'll be back. If I'm back in time, then it would be a yes, but I don't want to mess you around.
Yeah, it's right. You can let me know the day. It doesn't matter.
Yeah.
I've left it open anyway, but I don't want to give anything away more than that.
Yeah. Okay.
Perfect. Cheers. Yeah, no worries. Yeah, so we're doing Halloween special next. A few people know, but not everyone. We're doing Halloween special next Friday at 8 o'clock, which should be good. And then we're going to be changing the way I do the shows as of January, but I'll tell you that as we get nearer to the time. Again,
I'm
not giving
excited
anything
for that.
away. Yes, the 24-hour one.
I know. I'm looking forward to that.
I am.
24-hour show.
Yeah, it's split into 4 6-hour shows because YouTube, once you hit the 12-hour mark, it then starts to archive every minute. So if you do full 24 hours, you'll lose the first 12 hours. In my head, it was great. Yes, do 24 hours. Now it's become reality. It's like, that's about 2 days off work.
Oh,
I'm
wow.
not going to have any sleep. And this is why I'm trying it with the iPad tonight, because if it works with this, this is how I'm going to be doing it. But I'm not going to be where I am now. It's going to be somewhere, a different location.
Wow.
Cool.
And to be honest, you just said 24 hour. You didn't say consecutive. So the 2 12-hour blocks is 24 hours.
Yeah, well, 4 6-hour, it is consecutive. So the blocks are 8 p.m. till 2 a.m., 2 a.m. to 8 a.m., 8 a.m. till 2 p.m., 2 p.m. till 8 p.m.
Wow.
But then at the very, very end, there's a bit of a bonus. And that's all I can tell you. Don't get too excited.
We're going into overtime.
I'm going to trip into another dimension. I'll probably be in a different dimension by then anyway. I'll be delusional and everything.
Oh, I know. I'm sitting there trying to figure out how I'm going to stay a part of an entire block.
Well, the thing is, Michael's coming on as a co-host.
Oh my gosh.
I know. So there's a few. So in the on the posters that have put up, or the thumbnails that have put up, that's a list of everyone who has a time slot. The other people that are coming on, that are either going to jump on with other people or you're just going to pop in and out, I've not put them on. So, yeah. But someone said to me, why don't you do 48 hours?
Oh,
No.
that's a long stint.
I'd be dead.
Our brains would be mush.
It'd be like UK Ultra all over again. Not happening. Yeah, so it should be good. So, any of you guys got any questions for anybody else? Not me. Get them quick.
Let's have a look. I'm just having a quick look at the chat to see what questions are coming in, actually.
Yeah.
Jojo was asking about possessions earlier.
Yeah, I saw that one. Yeah.
Possessions.
What?
Looking at the chat.
I think she was asking what is possession.
Oh, as in being possessed and not owning something.
Yeah.
Well, it means the same thing, but yeah. In a paranormal realm.
That must have came in. We were talking about souls, two souls being in the same body.
Yeah.
That must have been when
Yeah.
that came up. I don't think the thing that comes into a person is the same thing as our souls. I think there's some kind of transformation when we die. I think a lot of times they're not even in them when they're just using them as a puppet.
Yeah.
They're not
Yeah.
actually in their body. They're possessing them, but not physically all the time possessing them. They're kind of just using them as a puppet.
More controlling them than living inside.
Yeah. She just clarified it, and she's having fun with the typing. I can get you. I can understand you, JoJo.
Yeah,
You're saying if only one soul, then what is a possession if there's only one soul?
Yeah.
So
nicknames put a vessel, so it's the same sort of thing. It's like Kiker effect, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
But to me, anyway, possession seems to be more of a kind of Catholic thing, and possibly voodoo as well. I mean, other religions, you don't particularly hear much of possession.
It's in the Druid.
I'm C of E, Church of England, as we call it over here. That's what Kell is as well. We are christened it,
It's in the Druidic lore about possession.
But you don't hear much about possession, really, outside the Catholic Church, do you?
No, I haven't heard it outside the Catholic.
Actually, I've heard it in a lot of cases. It's just you have to know what you're looking at. Like,
I guess.
It wasn't declared as and explained until the Catholics came along and were like, hey, this is this. But there's accounts all through history of people doing one thing and all of a sudden it's like they flicked the switch and started something else and then went back. And possessions, though, the only interesting thing about possessions are they're temporary. They can't maintain the body, and the original soul of the body will kick it out.
Yeah, because two souls can't live in one body.
No.
So maybe the possessions, maybe that's it. Maybe they can enter you long enough for a possession, but they will. But I don't know, because think about the people that go in and do those exorcists. There's history about them not being able to get the spirit out. Maybe they kick your original soul out and they take over your body.
Possibly.
So that in those cases, so the story goes is if you're weak in mind and you're depressed and you're feeling at the end, your soul is vulnerable. Right. So anything could come in and easily take over. But when your soul is high on, I'm feeling great in life, or I'm ready to do this, they can take it over. That's why they're more temporary.
It's a bit like when you're being positive, like positivity and that kind of attaches itself to you when you're being positive, and when you're negative and stuff like that. Apparently, that's when they seem to get the hook sent to you.
I've heard stories about that too, where you open yourself up, and part of it could be down to chakras and that kind of thing. And if you open up too many chakras or whatever, you're allowing things to come in.
Yeah.
So
I noticed that when I was having a lot of activity where I used to live, I was, without going too deep into it, it was a bit of a crap time. And that's where I was seeing the UFOs outside the house, growling outside the window, shadow people, full body apparitions, pterodactyls, stuff moving around the house, everything. And now it's like, I'm lucky if you see at orb. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's like just nothing at all.
Yeah. I want to take a moment because I'm seeing in the chat room, Margaret is saying she's got a cold and she needs to head out. So I just wanted to say, hey, Margaret, get well.
Yeah.
I want to say something that annoyed Kell. We're sat here just now. As soon as we started talking about possessions, she looked down on her arm. She's got a scratch on her arm that's starting to well up with blood.
Oh, no.
And we're thinking, how the hell? You just showed me, didn't you?
Yeah.
Do you want to lift it up?
I don't know if you can see that on camera. Can you get it?
Yeah.
Between the tattoos.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Got blood all over my hands. Just
How?
We don't know.
we don't know. Just sitting here.
Oh,
But it was
Did you
as soon
feel
as
it
we started
happen?
the sessions. Weird.
did you not feel anything?
No, I've just been sitting here because my hands are in front of it because obviously I've got a bad back, so I've got to like support myself. So my hands are on the table, and
so
like
not-
I said, I just looked down and it was my arm
No
started bleeding.
temperature. No temperature change.
What you mean? What in the room?
Either in the room, on your arm, around you.
Not in the room. No, it's exactly the same. But the temperature changes with me.
Yeah.
I'm going hot and cold, don't I?
Yeah, you do.
Plus, thing I had COVID last week or the week before, so
Yeah.
do that.
Yeah.
It could be an after effect of that.
Mm.
I don't know. Scratches just appearing and bleeding out of nowhere.
That
It's
was
a bit
weird.
random.
Yeah, very random.
But the reason I'm saying it could be an aftermath of that is because COVID, like Kell and I were talking about it, and Matt and I were talking about like how weak she was.
Yeah.
That makes her more susceptible to stuff, and so something could have came in.
Yeah.
And now that she's back in health, it's like, oh wait, I can't stay here anymore.
I mean, yeah. You're being depossessed.
Deep
Climbing
as
out the
Live on Andy Decodes Depossessions.
Hey,
Sign up now.
First for everything.
See, I've always thought those were called divorces. The
Yeah, as well. Yeah.
Yeah.
And I'm
Right,
talking
we've
about
got-
just one scratch. I mean, normally you hear of people,
Right.
if you want to get deep into it, they normally have three, don't they?
Yeah.
Yeah.
They say
Right.
possibility. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, this is
Always
just one,
free.
so, yeah.
Wait,
Yeah.
wait for the other two, then panic.
And she doesn't have a cat, so it's not the cat.
No.
Well,
I do have a cat.
Oh, you do have a cat?
Yeah,
Has-
of course, dude. Callie, she's
has-
named after the goddess of destruction.
Yeah.
Has Matt cut his fingernails, or are they all telling her?
no, they're quite short. Really.
I'll let you
Oh,
off, Matt.
that's why they were late.
They wouldn't be on my arm anyway, let's just say that.
Right. I've got a couple more questions before we go for a break. So we'll do the first one first. So this is from Andy Byrne. Andy, about astral projection. When someone leaves their body, do you think it's your soul that leaves the body, or is it your consciousness, or are they both the same?
I think they're both the same.
I'd have said that.
Yeah, definitely.
Have any of you?
Just leaving flesh. That's all I'm leaving behind.
Have any of you done astral projection?
Michael.
Did it work?
I've tried many a time. I'm pretty sure I came close once. It didn't actually leave my body, but I felt my sort of something ascending, but it didn't actually leave my body.
What had you been eating that day, or sniffing, or?
I've been looking into it, and I was reading all these stories of how you can actually astral project, and one of them said something about concentrating on all four corners of the room and just trying to imagine the feeling of you know rising out of body, and that's what I was doing. And I think it said you concentrate on your toes, and it's all to do with feeling a vibration, and then you try and shoot that vibration through your legs into your whole body.
Yeah.
And then when it reaches the top of your head, that's when you're supposed to start ascending and going off into all these kind of astral realms.
What you need to do, you need to watch the one that I did the other week with Preston Dennett, where he's talking through it and explaining how to do it.
Wow.
Self plug, who cares? But anyway.
I was like, Preston did it.
Yeah.
On your show.
So he did the one where he just talks you through it, and because his voice is so calming and relaxing, I'm sat there, I'm like trying not to do what he's saying because I need obviously stay awake to carry on doing this.
Yeah.
So Andy's just put this to follow. So if you've left your body, would it be open to an entity entering? Apparently not. So this is what Preston was saying. Your body is still safe. There is still some degree of you there, and you can go straight back to it.
That's the silver cord thing. Have you heard of the silver cord?
Oh yeah,
Talks about.
Yeah.
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 So,
you can go straight back to it.
and there are different levels of astral projection. So you can go and send your consciousness to, say, if I wanted to hang out at Andy's place, I could send my consciousness as an astral projection. It's called bilocating, and I could be at Andy's place hanging out and still be here.
Oh yeah,
That's
you
a
can be
form of
two
astral.
places at the same time, can't you?
And so, but deep astral, yeah, it is your consciousness leaves the body, but your essence still is there. So you never fully vacate your own body.
So I have a question for you there, Michael. So what happens if the person that you're going to visit doesn't want anybody there at that precise time? Can you still go?
No. Well, I mean, you can, but it violates several universal laws.
Yeah.
And, it depends on, if they catch you. But so, like, if I was to bilocate and hang out at your house and you guys are like, hey, we want no visitors. And I'm like, nope, I'm going to hang out anyways. Then I can get into serious trouble for being there. And there are cops of the astral plane. And if they catch you, then yeah, you could be in serious trouble. And Derek was asking about, can you die on an astral plane existence? Yes, you actually can.
I've heard that you can.
So that's the thing, is like you can be punished, and if you see yourself like being shot, say, on an astral plane, there's a high chance of when you come back, you're going to have a bruise there. And if your body can't adjust quickly enough, then yeah, you could die from a bullet, even though you never got shot.
Wow.
Okay, what are these universal rules? Because I don't think I got the memo.
Yeah,
So,
who
what if I'm a
controls it? Is that the Men in Black?
No, that would be even higher up than the Men in Black.
The Men in Gold.
So
Diamond.
the universal rules comes from Source, which created everything.
Yeah.
And so the rules aren't ever written down, but they're understood by everybody. And so
I don't understand.
it's like that's where karma comes from. It's part of the laws of, if you do harm, it's going to come back to you so many fold, depending on what you did. And so if you go out in the universe and you're on the astral doing a whole lot of bad things, you're going to get it visited back quite harshly. And it's like, yeah, there's a balancing.
Yeah. What I have heard, though, is that in the astral realm, there are entities that are there that are non-human, that are in that particular realm and vibrate on that frequency that you travel through. And sometimes you can sort of get in contact with them, or they'll try and, make contact with you because you're susceptible, because you're in that particular realm. And if you're not fully protected, then they could possibly come in and do damage in that sense.
Right. I mean, so I've done an astral to where I've come across a race and we got into like what the Brits would call a scrap, where we were down and out fighting, and I would wake up and I'd have bruises on me from where the fighting happened, and be like, I'd be laid up for a little bit going, I need to finish healing this up because this hurts too much.
Bless your cotton socks.
Yeah. Right, we'll do one more question, then we'll go for a break. Is that all right?
Yep.
Yeah.
Right, so next question is from Jojo, and she wants to know, what do you think demons are?
Yeah, that's a good question.
I think we need a whole nother episode.
Yeah, that's a whole nother hour.
Yeah.
Angels, all sorts, really.
Are they from Inner Earth? That was my first thought.
I don't think.
Are you guys convinced of inner Earth, or is it not your thing?
I'm very open to it, I must admit. I went through a phase,
Yeah.
dare I say it, a few years ago of getting into the whole flat Earth movement.
Right.
To see
Can I
what
just
it's all
told you
about.
on that, Matt?
Okay.
I've actually got somebody coming on soon who is a flat earther.
So do we.
So shit.
Ah,
Go on, Andy, tell us, who is it?
it's someone that my missus works with,
Oh, okay.
their husband.
Does he have the
Right.
initials MS?
Don't
No,
think
it's
so.
not.
No.
No, it's not. It's not Nathan.
Oh my
Oakley.
god! Like how Andy's like having to figure out. Wait, what initials mean? And is his
No, I'm
name
trying to think
Catherine?
what his name was, but it's not. No.
It's not Nathan Oakley either. Okay, because I know he's British and he's really sort of into it.
Yeah, this guy's got his own YouTube channel, but
Alright.
he doesn't really do it on that. He does it on, I think he does it on music or something. But we'll find out in the new year anyway. So,
But I really went through a bit of a phase on that, and I came out
Yeah.
the other end thinking, still slightly open to it. I'm not going to rule it out completely.
yeah,
Because some of the theories do make sense. That's the weird thing. But at
Yeah.
the same time, I looked into the whole inner Earth, hollow Earth thing as well.
Yeah.
And of course, we've heard these stories, and we mentioned this the other day, Andy, I think, about these children years and years ago, the green-faced children. That
Oh,
The
from
Wolf Pit
Woolpit.
children,
Yeah. Every time I drive through there, it sounds dodgy, but I'm looking for green kids. Well, I'm not. I'm looking for anything. It's only a little village. You can drive around it in like 10 minutes. It's got a little like business part, industrial area at the bottom. There's a couple of new build estates, but then you've got the main part of the village, and it's only like 7, 8, maybe 9 roads, and that's it. It's not big. It's right off the A14,
Wow.
and this is what I said. It's near a place called, I think it's Ridley, and that's where the vanishing house is as well.
Ah.
And no, I didn't see it. It vanished. But anyway,
I'll do a
See what's
shameless
vanishing
plug.
house? I've never heard that one.
I'll take a moment and do a shameless plug for Kell. Our Flat Earth episode is November 2nd, so you can, feel free to take any questions you want, Andy, for yours.
yeah, I've got a load of questions for this
What?
guy.
You
Anyway.
have questions before the show? What is that, Michael?
I didn't say
Yeah.
I had. I said
Oh.
this was for
I
Kell.
know. I was just saying
Somebody
Andy
has.
questions. No.
Well, the
Kell
thing,
is the one who creates our questions.
the
Yeah,
thing is,
I'll
I'm
do
with,
it.
I get them done before. Yeah.
I'm with
do
Matt on
anyway.
that. I'm with Matt because I've looked into it, and a lot of the stuff that they come out with is feasible. Not everything. I'm not saying I believe it. I'm not gonna go out there and say I'm a flat earther because I'm really not. But some of the ideas of and theories of how it is and how it goes does make a lot of sense.
Yeah.
But like you said, not everything.
Yeah.
But
Our
going
astro-
back, sorry, go on.
No, go ahead.
I was going to say, but going back to inner Earth, that'd make a lot more sense because you got the cave systems, you got tunnels, and I still do strongly believe that a lot of these government facility buildings are built over the entrances into inner Earth.
Inner Earth, yeah.
Mm.
I agree. And Jojo, I see you saying, so what are demons? Demons are a cross of either negative energies that have escaped from their realm into ours, alien race that's here to feed upon, and the other twist would be misunderstood. So those are the 3 that I've come across.
What about the souls that have gotten dark from their behavior? You can
Yeah.
darken your soul to where
Yeah.
you become demon-esque.
I don't think they would be cast as demons. I think they would just be
No.
negative entities.
Yeah, that would be the negative that I was talking about.
Yeah, but I mean,
the
if
dark.
we didn't know the proper terminology, couldn't
Yeah.
they be considered a demon and they're just crazy dark spirits? But they're classified as demons. I mean, how do we actually know?
That's
Like-
true.
So-
If you're a drug addict or something and you're hooked on meth or crack or something, and you've left yourself open, that would allow these demons to creep into your body.
Yeah.
So I don't know. And you hear people say, "Oh, you know, I'm trying to escape my demons, my inner demons." These people that are addicts. So who knows?
Yeah. So
Yeah.
what about these shadow people? Because these shadow people come through the cracks in walls or open closet doors and stuff like that, and they're always trying to get to the person, usually who is laying in bed at stupid o'clock in the morning. Because what other time would you be laying in bed? But you know what I mean. What if that shadow person is trying to get into the body to then possess it and then become the demon, this part hybrid type creature of multidimensional realms?
Yeah. That's
So
interesting.
shadow people do live in the shadow realms of the astral, so that's not the friendly zone
No.
for the astral, if there really is a friendly zone. But in all seriousness, the shadows are just a race of beings that are trying to exist just like we are. They feed on negative emotions and energies, so as long as you give into those, then they're going to be around you. But when you stop giving into those, then they can't be around you.
But just quickly before we go for a break, I know I've mentioned it a few times, but the last main thing that happened to me was when I seen that bloke crossing the road with his little white Yorkie dog or whatever it was, and then by the time he got on the other side of the road, he was a woman, completely different. Did not see the didn't see the change, didn't see nothing, and the road was only 3 cars wide, and I was parking up to do one of my jobs, and it was just before the bend where I stopped, and he was crossing on the bend. By the time he got across, he was a woman, and he just stood there. The dog was doing dog things, and he's just like, just staring, not blinking, nothing. And I kept looking up. I was getting a bit creeped out. I was going to shout out the window, "Do you have a problem?" or words to that effect. I did the delivery, come back. I was only there like not even 30 seconds. The path was 6 foot from door to gate, and the person was gone, and there's nowhere that person, even if they'd have ran into a house, I would have seen them closing the door, because like I said, it was on the bend and then it was straight. So they would have either had to pass me, gone back the way they came where I would have seen them. Next to that was a big open field, and I'm driving down like 2 minutes, looking at every house, any gaps between the houses, garages, sheds, whatever. Nothing, no one there.
Wow.
Weird.
Interdimensional.
Time
travel. Let's get a bad joke about we probably gave them a beer ad and they just moved over to your country, but
probably. But yeah, that was it was just really strange. I can't stop thinking about that one.
That's weird.
Yeah, that was like 10 o'clock in the morning.
Wow.
Yeah. So
you're lucky you got to see a shapeshifter.
Yeah, that's
but I didn't.
Yeah,
I didn't see him change. If I'd have seen him change, that's another level.
But you'll never see the change.
Well, the thing was, and this is what makes it stand out so much more than anything else. When he was waiting to cross the road, he looked like a guy called Dave that I used to work with, and that was the first thing that I thought. And by the time he got across the road, he looked like, seen Shaun of the Dead?
Yeah.
His mum. When the mum changes, is it Jill or Joan or whatever she's called?
Yeah.
He looked like her, and it was like 2 completely different people.
I love that movie. Now I'm going to have to watch that movie tonight. That was such a good
It's a top movie. And that's what did it, because he didn't look like Dave anymore.
Yeah, but what you have to understand, Andy, is shapeshifters aren't going to show how they alter themselves, because then that gives away the trick of who they are. You're just going to see them be one and then something else.
Yeah. Well, that's it. And it's like Sober's just put in the chat, did she have the same clothes on? Now, when he was waiting to cross the road, I thought he had like a denim jacket on, and like, like proper 90s denim, stonewash denim. It was like double denim. It was like that. That's what I think I saw. When there's on the other side of the road, the woman had black trousers, and a jacket. I cannot remember. It was either grey or blue. It wasn't a bright colour. But the thing is, she stood there. When they was crossing the road, the guy was walking with the dog and they was walking at the same pace. When they stood at the side of the path, about 20 foot in front of me, when I said the dog was doing dog, the dog was just running around. It's like it was on its own. Do you know what? Not like anyone had hold of it. Because if you had a dog and it's doing it, you'd be pulling it, like getting it to sit down and not being a nuisance. But this dog was just like sniffing about and running around, and the woman was just stood there just staring like the dog didn't exist.
Weird.
That's strange.
Yeah.
Probably didn't for her.
But that was my other question. Why didn't the dog change?
Because the dog's not a part of the shapeshifter. They probably
Yeah.
probably what it is actually is the shapeshifter was like not wanting to be seen, and so it just blended in, and there just happened to be a dog there, and so it made it look like it was walking the dog.
No, but
And
they had the
so-
lead. They had the lead on the dog. I
Right,
remember
no, I know.
The
It can
dog's
make
lead was bright red with its collar, and the dog was like a brilliant white. Like sounds like it had just been painted. It was like ceramic white.
Wow.
right, but what I'm meaning is the dog and the lead and all of that is probably real.
Yeah.
And the shapeshifter going across was like, hey, there's people here. I need to blend in. And probably what ended up happening is as he's crossing, notices he goes, hey, I've been seen, changes so that he can go on and do what he's doing as a she now.
Yeah.
Thinking no one's going to pay any attention to, someone walking a dog and can go about their business.
There's two issues with that. The first one is that she stopped and was staring at me, and I mean like just proper staring. And secondly, him, her, and the dog had both gone.
That's weird. When you say she was staring at you, Andy, was it eye contact, or was it as if she was looking?
It was. So I'm sat in my van because I do my paperwork and all that first, and I get everything on the scanner. So I get all that ready, and I kept looking up every time I wrote something, and she was like,
Oh, wow.
like
You
that.
could have been seeing a spirit, and they were surprised you could see them.
I don't know.
Unless it
I
was
don't
an
know.
alien cloaked in a human body, and it went a bit wrong while it was crossing the road.
Did it have a shadow?
Yeah.
I wasn't looking. I haven't
This is
got a
like-
clue.
Spirits don't usually have shadows. They are the shadow.
I can't even remember what the weather was. I know it wasn't raining. I was going to say I had shorts and a t-shirt on, but that'd mean nothing. It could be snowing. I'd still wear that. But
How long ago was it? Can you remember?
oh, it's probably about a month ago, and it was
is that
in
all?
it's in Leicester.
Oh, God.
I said it's 10 a.m. because when we have to log every job that we do, so we have to put the time we get there and the time we leave. So that's what I was doing. Cheers, Joe. And it's just the fact that she kept saying it. So as I'm going up the path, I keep looking to my left, and they're still there. There's like a bush and a bit of like a little tree in the garden. I'm like 2-3 doors down. So then the woman comes to the door, give her the package as she's signing for that. I keep looking, still there. So I turn around, coming down the path, looking. They're looking to me right now because I'm walking the other way, still there. 2 steps because I'm half on the path, half on the road. Get in the van. As I'm getting in the van, still look. Get back in, do my paperwork, look up, gone. No one.
Wow.
Yeah,
As
it
quick
sounds
as that.
like you've seen a spirit.
Well,
Do you have a dash cam on your van? Do you have a dash cam?
nope. I took it out.
That was an interesting one.
It's in a box right in front of me. So my other van that I had, they had the dash cams built in with work.
Yeah.
But I got a new van, so I said I'll put my old one back in, but I never redid it. It's still in the box. I need to refit it. I'll probably do it. But that was the thing. So I'd see loads of weird stuff when I'm driving about. As soon as I fit the dash cam, it all stopped. That's why I took it back out.
I think nickname might be onto something. You could for TikTok do a reenactment of it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely. I'd go back there. Well, not now, but I'd go tomorrow. It's probably about an hour away from where I am. So
yeah, I'd be curious to see if you see it again.
Yeah.
Is it like same day, same time?
If it's residual.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So what I'll
It might be a
do.
common haunting, but obviously.
Say again, sorry.
I say it might be like common haunting that you've never heard of. The locals might know about it.
Yeah.
That's
true.
Maybe someone got run over.
The weird
crossing
thing
road with
was,
their dog.
the weird thing was that time of day, it's normally quite busy around the area, but there was no traffic.
That is odd.
Weird.
And here's another thought too: is you could be watching where the guy was walking when he died, and
Nickname said
she came in and took over because the dog, probably there was, she could have been walking next to him. He dies. She takes the dog on, and that's why it looks like there's a switch.
Yeah.
When there's not a switch.
So like a Meet Joe Black moment, where someone just takes him and takes his body because he dies, or switches, or what?
No,
I don't know.
Like he could have had a heart attack, fell and died there.
Yeah.
And
maybe that's what he was staring at. She said, "Oh no, someone's seen me."
Yeah, and she could have came to see where what happened, and was like, "This is my dog," and so it's like, "Oh, this is bad." Got the dog and walked away, but you're only seeing the impact of him walking and her walking away, and the whole middle was never shown.
And they're both spirits, the man and the woman. So the dude dies, and then she gets the dog, and then gets booyah'd on the way across the road.
They both could have been spirits. Who's to say they haven't been dead for a year, 2 years?
Well, the thing is, the guy didn't look dead, but the woman didn't look human.
Weird.
I want to know about the dog. I'm more curious about the dog now.
And I have no idea what happened to the dog.
Like, where's the dog? It's like fluffy.
Don't know.
Like,
He's
I'm
in
just
heaven.
like a random spirit dog. Just come walk me. Anybody's out here, just come and get me. I don't care who takes me out. Just somebody.
So while we're speaking of dogs, next Wednesday, I'm going to be talking about my Anubis encounter and putting the photograph up of where I've seen it. And there's another add-on to that as well.
Ooh.
Awesome.
But that's a different story altogether, but there is a photo to go with that one as well. So that's next Wednesday at 8 p.m. Right, we are at the hour and 18, so we're going to go for a break. It's only 3 minutes, and then we'll carry on. We've got some questions in the chat. And welcome everyone who's joining in, all the new ones. Please stick around and see you in 3 minutes.
Great.
10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0.
Hello, and we are back, and we just can't make it. As soon as the 10 seconds started, it's like it was one of them. I got caught so many times before. That's why I don't do it now. I can't eat enough.
In all fairness, I'm used
Sorry,
to the
mate.
5 minutes.
And I used to do 5 minutes, but it just seemed to be that like little bit too long. So sorry, mate.
It's all good.
Yeah.
Caught me one time saying awkward. That's all it is. It's just awkward, and it's just in there because it was the end of a sentence, and it was just all you see sitting there awkward. It's like, oh my god.
Right, we've got some more questions. So if Joe can put them up, that'd be great. Not that one. There. Right, so this is from Joe, and it's for Michelle. As it's Michelle's first time on here, what is her most scary experience?
Oh man, I avoid scary. It's like I got trapped in a bathroom by a spirit. So we had a 2-story house that we were doing, and I usually I used to keep my hair down all the way, and it was right past my butt, and I could tell this woman thought I was her daughter. So I'm at the top of the stairs, like goes down, landing, another thing, and she's rubbing my hair. You can visually see my hair moving. And I go, and I'm talking to my partner, and I was like, I'm scared. Like she's really touching me from the crown of my head down to my shoulder blades. She's actively rubbing my hair. And I'm at the top of the stairs, and I'm like, this could go real wrong real fast. So I said, okay, y'all just be still for a minute. And I said, Mama, can we just go in the bedroom? I'm scared I'm gonna fall. Mama, can we just go in the bedroom? So then I took a step up, and then she stopped, and we went in the bedroom. Well, my partner went to the right, and I went to the left in the bathroom. So it was, you walk in, and there's a vanity to the side, well, to my right side, and then there's the shower and the toilet over to the left. And I go to turn around, so the mirror is then on my left, and I could see my partner out the door, and I was froze. I couldn't move. And I kept feeling her trying to get me to look in the mirror. And I was like, I'm not looking in the mirror. I don't want to see you. I'm not looking in the mirror. She kept pulling, and I'm starting to panic because it was almost like an invisible wall. It kind of like, if you go past that, you're going to be injured or something. And I could tell her I could feel her wanting me to look in that mirror. And I started panicking. I was in sheer terror. I was stuck. She had already touched me, and that creeped me out because I'm not used to I'm used to like being brushed against or my hair pulled, or maybe one ghost liked to thump me in the head at one investigation, which was really annoying. But that one was really frightening. And so we were yelling at the spirit, you're scaring her, let her get out. And when she did, my first instinct, I started, thank God I only took my shoes off, but I just started kicking off shoes and socks, and I ran downstairs and I ran outside, and I found dirt, and I just dug my hands and my feet into the dirt. Like that was just instinctive, to just run outside, and I'm just buried down in the leaves and the dirt, just trying to, I don't even know what now I know I was trying to ground myself or something, but that was horrifying. That's the most horrifying thing ever.
Yeah, I don't want you to give too much away because you're going to be coming on the show on your own soon, aren't you?
Oh, well, I got plenty of not scary, cool stuff, but that was the scary thing. Yeah, because it's been my whole life. I mean, I didn't start doing this until my mid to late 30s, but I've done weird things my whole life. Like it's only now that all of these oddities throughout my life have actually started, morphing into the puzzle that it is. Before it was just a bunch of blanks, and I'm still filling in blanks. I'm always asking questions like, hey, what is that? Yeah.
Do you feel there's a connection though with everything you've got or had going on?
Oh yeah. I see everything from since being little. Like I was born with night terrors. So I see now that I'm getting a lot of past life stuff come back to me. things are starting to register all the way back from birth. So yeah. It's pretty fascinating without giving anything away because I'm going on Andy's show soon. So.
Yeah. Yes. So Michael, no more deep questions. Even though it wasn't you that asked, I'll blame it on you anyway.
That'll work.
Actually, I've got a question for you. Have any of you noticed that women's toilets always seem to be haunted?
Yes.
Yes.
Always the women's toilet, never the men's.
Yeah, I'm not being funny, but would you want to haunt a men's toilet? I don't even want to use it.
Definitely not.
I have a theory for that. Because if we think out through time, women, we weren't allowed to show emotion and things like that. We were always taught, like, even to blow our nose. We go into the loo to blow our nose. And, you don't publicly do these things. So women, they gossip in the bathroom. They, do all of their private things.
There's a lot of emotion.
Yeah. We spend a lot of time in the kitchen and in the restroom. Those are things that throughout history seem to be, because outhouses are also haunted. Yeah.
Well, here's a question for you. Just with you saying that, you mentioned kitchens.
Yes.
Why is it that a lot of poltergeist activity happens in kitchens?
Because it's the soul of the house.
Is that what it is?
Yeah.
It's got very pointy things to throw at you in there.
Yeah,
more weapons.
There's a lot more stuff hanging around.
But it just always seems to be in the kitchen. I don't just mean in movies, but a lot of it's either a bedroom or kitchen.
Babies have their first baths usually in the kitchen sink. Yeah. You prepare food for your family in the kitchen. A lot of times they wash their clothes in the kitchen. I mean, the kitchen is the hub throughout time. I mean, you visit, cooking is just kitchen witchery. I mean,
nicknames, but I think she's on about easier to clean up after. It's really funny.
Out 3 floors, murder's so much easier now.
Yeah. So obviously, Michael and Michelle, in your opinion, what would you consider the scariest, a basement or an attic? Because we don't usually have basements in the UK. Unless it's the old Victorian houses.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. We don't in Texas. We don't have a lot of basements. We don't have the right ground for it. We have too much water.
Right.
I only have experiences in attics, but crawl spaces. But I don't know.
Yeah, Michael?
I've been in basements and in attics. And honestly, to me, when the lights are out, both are as creepy as can be. I don't think there's real difference between either one. However, I will say, though, there is a little bit more of a creepy feeling with basements because you have to walk down to them.
Yeah.
Where attics you walk up to, so it's like your mind is like, hey, there probably won't be so many bad things up here. But down there is probably where they're lingering.
Yeah. Well, I've always thought of it this way: if you're going into a basement, you're going below ground level, and for me, being trapped below ground is probably one of my worst nightmares. Oh, yeah. But if you're going up, you can fall back down. You might hurt yourself, but you've more chance of getting out if you go up. So I think it's more psychological than anything else. That's for me. I don't. You guys probably have different, but that's just how I feel.
You think it has anything to do with the temperature differences? Like some people get freaked out by heat, which would be an attic, and some people get freaked out by cold, which is basements. Do you think the temperature changes in the two things have a difference with how people feel about it?
It could be because you'd feel more cold spots in the basement. And that would make it be even more creepy because it's like, wait, why is this colder than everywhere else?
Right.
Yeah.
In basements, you're more susceptible to lower frequencies because of vibrations of traffic and all sorts of other sounds that are caught underground. And people do say that certain frequencies, I don't know if it's not ultrasound, is it, or something, but it's infrasound, that's it. Oh. Which is, I think, anything below 20 hertz. Yeah, you can't necessarily hear it with the human ear, but you can feel it.
You can feel it inside. Yeah.
And in the UK, if you're in a basement, you have a high chance of having the tube affecting.
If you're in London, and
Yeah.
a couple of
What? I
other
don't.
does.
What is
Well,
the
we've got them here, yeah.
the railway, like the subway, the underground?
Yeah, the underground.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's the British version of Subway.
Well, there's only London that's got it, really.
Yeah, London,
So-
and there is one in Newcastle, the Metro.
The Metro.
Oh yeah, in Manchester you got the trams, the old trams. That's Metro as well, but they're
Yeah.
all above. They're all ground level.
No,
Are they-
it's underground.
Oh, is
How
it?
are they,
A
how
lot
does,
of it, yeah, it's underground, yeah.
is that electric? Are they all
Yeah.
on the cable? Like
Yeah,
some-
they are.
Yeah. Like what you get in Amsterdam and is it
Mhm.
Switzerland? Like the
Okay.
like cable cars you get in San Francisco. Like they call them trolleys, don't they?
Probably.
Mm. Yeah, because you got some really steep hills in San Francisco.
Yeah. Yeah. I found out a couple of years ago the reason that that's like that is because of all the earthquakes that they've had.
All right. Wow.
Interesting.
Another load of rubbish facts, but yeah, apparently it's true. Right.
Wow.
Next question, please, Joe. Oh, she's on it tonight.
Oh.
Do you think the NSA put classified intelligence in movies, or are they all? I think it means disinformation. I think it's a bit of both.
I do too.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
It
do.
depends on the source of the movie.
I think
Mm.
they've been training us the whole time to make
Yeah,
us
I
think
think they've been drip feeding
Drip
it.
feeding
Yeah.
it. Yeah.
Yep.
It's really.
like a paramedic in blood. They see it enough, it won't be that big of a deal. So I think they just feed us a little bit, even from when we were kids, like E.T. and you know
Yeah.
all of that stuff. Even Hellraiser.
They can't.
I
Yeah.
think
Hatred.
they show us what's true,
Hmm.
and then in the next scene they kind of make a joke about it. So it's like we'll show you this, but then we're going to take it straight back away
Yeah.
from you.
Yeah. But there are some studios that are doing disclosure through the movies because they know we'll accept it, seeing it on the screen.
Yeah.
But there also are a lot more Hollywood studios that are doing the disinformation to try and get us to ramp up the fear and feed all those entities that need fear. So you got to be
Yeah,
careful
but-
what you watch.
It's like that lyric, isn't it, from a Red Hot Chili Peppers song about something about space being filmed in a Hollywood basement. And all that. It was like
Wasn't
fake
that
stuff.
fornication?
Oh, Californication.
Californication.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, and that
Yeah.
was in the early
Stanley
90s.
Kubrick.
Yeah.
Kubrick, is it?
Yep.
Oh, Stanley Kubrick. Yeah, that goes back to the whole fake moon landings, doesn't it? You know, where he apparently used the
Oh man.
what was it?
I know.
Yeah.
I love this one.
The silk screen rear projections and all that kind of stuff, and NASA used the set from 2001.
I think we've been to the moon. I don't think we've gone up in a rocket though.
Right. I
We
agree.
talk
with
about the secret space program now where we've inherited alien technology and used aircraft to go to the moon.
Or the Stargate that they found in Afghanistan or in Iraq, things like that, portals, whether they're natural or man-made or alien technology made, whatever you want to call them. I believe that that's how they travel. We travel, or the travelers travel. You know what I mean?
I know what
Right.
you mean.
But yeah, because you've got the Van Halla belt, which is anything between, I think it's the least depth, the thinnest part is something like 25 miles, and it goes all the way to something like 480 miles thick. So they've got to time it right, so they go through it at the shortest point.
Mm.
And obviously the radiation belt. So, and they've lost the technology to do it, and that was in the 60s. So yeah, it's a load of crap. But
Yeah.
anyway,
But here's a perspective too that may even make your mind go even more expansive. Is we did go to the moon on a rocket. However, what was filmed could not be shared. And so they created the studio on Earth to fill in and overlay.
That is another theory.
So
Yeah.
Yeah.
then they were like, "Oh, this is what we saw," but it's not what we saw.
Yeah,
It was
exactly.
like
But
a
rumor
cover
has it,
story.
We can-
if they did go to the moon, that Neil Armstrong
Yeah.
and Buzz Aldrin, where they landed the initial spacecraft when they went up there, rumor
Yeah.
has it that they saw
Yeah.
spacecraft lined
On the
around the
rim.
crater.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And they was told never to return again, apparently.
Yeah.
And we've all seen the news conference when they got back, and they were sat there looking really glum and
Yeah.
everything.
I
They
think-
didn't look like two guys that had just been to the moon and made
No.
history.
Yeah, I think if I'd have been one of the first people to go to the moon, I'd have been bouncing about like I was
Oh,
still
yeah.
on the moon.
Yeah.
I won't be sat there all glum and yeah, it's all right.
Yeah.
rainy.
And what? And the other question is, why, if they went on the moon and just saw nothing, planted a flag, came home, why did they have to sign non-disclosure acts?
No, the government, everybody.
I
does.
suppose it was maybe technology that was used to get them there because it was the Cold War, wasn't it, with like China and Russia and all that. So they're not allowed to disclose any of the equipment they used when they got there. Could be something like that. But I do not believe we went up in a rocket. I think we're still going. But it's not. We're not traveling there the way that we are being told that we get.
Do you think they've used this Stargate technology to sort of fake the moon landings now to make it look like we have been there, and they've used them as props to put them in certain places on the moon, so they can sort of validate the fact that yes, we did go to the moon, and try and con the rest of the world into thinking that we've been there. Because if you look hard enough, you can see that the moon bug is still up there, the flags and just bits and pieces that they've just strategically left to make it look like we went there in the sort of 60s and 70s.
No, I mean, we've been there. I mean, so, it doesn't, can't discount that. I mean, we've been there. So there's going to be debris up there because, look at what we do to our own planet. We leave junk all around all over the place. So I don't know why we would expect we'd be all nice and tidy on the moon and pick up all of our stuff and bring it all back and be like, okay.
I heard a story a few years ago, and when they televised the moon landings live in the US, somebody claims they saw an old glass Coke bottle on the surface of the moon. I don't know if anybody else has heard this story, but somebody claimed that when they were doing the initial thing and they came out, somebody spotted a glass Coca-Cola bottle on the surface of the moon. And it's like, what? So I don't know.
I've not heard of that, but
yeah,
I haven't heard that.
Find it.
Yeah, but I've got that guy coming on that you had on, Michael Rodriguez.
Yes,
he's on. Tony. I can't think of his first name. He's on a few weeks. I've got loads of questions for him.
Oh, you're gonna love him. He's a really cool guest.
Yeah.
Andy, sorry, Andy. I was going to say, have you heard of a guy, an American guy? I'm sure his name is either Richard Hoagland or Robert Hoagland. I think it's Richard Hoagland.
Richard Hoagland.
Yeah, and he's got theories about the moon, saying that there were huge cities under glass domes, or the remains of them. Like there was some kind of galactic war. And he'd gone in, he'd found the original NASA photos from that landing before they'd gone in and airbrushed everything out and all that kind of stuff. And he'd gone in with the original photographs or the original negatives from these photographs, used something like Photoshop just to enhance the image and bring out stuff that couldn't be seen there. And he came across all these ancient sort of ruins in the background, which is fascinating.
Yeah, have you seen that
story?
Yeah. Just moving on the same sort of thing, but just moving on about these giant towers and pyramids that apparently they found on Mars. Have you seen them in the news this week?
I have.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's one. Is it 8 miles high or something? This pyramid.
Wow.
8.5 miles high apparently. But
we have
it could be anything.
In the Grand Canyon, they're coming out with all kinds of things. They said they found a pyramid here in the Grand Canyon.
Yeah, I've heard that.
Yeah.
So you're not going to be able to throw a stone anywhere on our planet without hitting a pyramid. They're all over.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
They must be in Bosnia, like covered by like shrubbery and trees and stuff
Yes,
like
Dr.
Huge one.
Sam Osmanovich
that.
is bringing those to light. And they predate the Egyptian pyramids, not periods.
Yeah. Yeah. I
And-
know. You're just
and-
finding them everywhere now. So.
And the unique thing is the Bosnian pyramids. I don't know why I keep wanting to say periods. Pyramids all have tunnels underneath them, connecting them, so you can travel under. And so, yeah, it's fascinating what he's finding in Bosnia.
Yeah. Yeah.
Magnetic also? Do they have the magnetic field underneath them? Like the ones in Egypt?
They're actually finding those are active. The Bosnian pyramids are releasing electricity, I think it is, or some sort of energy that's coming from the top that's just going out. But they're active pyramids. I don't think they were ever turned off.
Yeah.
Maybe they're turned back on. And maybe that's why we're having so much more extraterrestrial stuff happening, because maybe they're being activated.
Could be.
Guess we'll find out.
I was going to say we'll find out. Should find out sooner than later, shouldn't we?
Yeah.
Hopefully.
Yeah.
It's probably also why we're starting to discover more and more of the pyramids, and how a lot of the pyramids, even the land that the pyramids were on, where the pyramids were destroyed, are giving off the energy. So it's like it's not the pyramids themselves, it's something to do with the land that they're built on.
Are they built on ley lines, do you think?
They are.
Ah.
There you go. That's it.
Maybe that's got something to do with inner Earth, possibly.
Maybe.
Yes.
Inner Earth, outer space. You know, pretty much they're all cultures that we are denied access to, knowledge of.
Yeah.
Well,
maybe one day.
Are the Titanic, what are those Titanic plates? What are those things called underneath California?
Tectonic plates.
Yeah, are those magnetic?
I don't
what
know.
are they?
I don't know.
It's just the land. I think they call them the plates.
That's what the countries they're what the countries and continents sit on.
Right.
So they reckon that when they rub together, that's what causes like tsunamis and earthquakes and can open volcanoes and all that kind of stuff. So it's not really good when they move.
No.
And you have to remember, we were once Pangea, which was one giant landmass.
Yeah.
And so the land is still moving. We're not concreted down to the ground.
No.
Anywhere. So that's why occasionally, if you're really in tune, you can feel like you're on the ocean, even though you're in the middle of a state that has no water around it, is because we are still floating on water.
Yeah. And the weird thing is, apparently the very top half of Scotland used to be part of the Americas. And Loch Ness is actually the dividing point.
Oh, because you got
the Loch Ness is completely different rock.
Yeah, you've got that cut across, haven't you?
Yeah.
I don't
you
know
guys stole it, and we'd like it back.
Yeah.
You can have it.
Testing the rock, exactly the same rock.
Come and get it, Michael. It's all yours. Right, we've got some more questions. So next question is from Ogety. Oh no, it's not. Oh yes, it is. What's your thoughts on Congress disclosure and only giving snippet, then going quiet?
So yes, they are disclosing stuff. However, what they're disclosing is to distract you from other stuff going on.
Yeah, what's really happening.
Really using it as a distraction.
Yeah, totally agree.
Yeah.
And I think we're the ones that are doing the disclosure, not them.
Absolutely.
Yep.
Yeah.
So
check out Andy's show. He and I are both doing disclosure series.
Yeah. But there's a lot to it, isn't there? I mean, are they going to do it properly, or are they going to do the whole Project Bluebeam thing and
No.
tell us that aliens and UFOs exist and then fake it with holographic technology.
Yeah.
Well, that's what's
Fake
supposed
some
to be.
big invasion or something.
Yeah. But I reckon that they're letting us do their dirty work so that obviously they don't have to. So if there's any comeback, well, you told yourselves this. We didn't tell you anything.
Yeah.
Well, I think that they're just seeing what we know.
Yeah.
I think they're just watching us right now to see what we know. That's why there's a lot of conversations I have that do not involve iPhones or any kind of electronics anywhere near me, because you just can't tell everything, because they're just seeing what we know. Well, let's see, now that they can talk, we've given them platforms to talk about. Let's see who knows what, and then we'll just tell them what they already know and a tiny bit more, and then we'll just feed out a little bit more when it gets out and becomes. I think they're watching all of us to see.
Oh, definitely.
Oh, I know my shows get being watched because some of mine get interfered with.
I did the other week, the other month with that guy that was talking about the UFO.
Yeah.
Right.
Oh, Colin.
Yeah.
Colin Saunders.
That's the one. Yeah.
Yeah, I've met him. Nice guy.
Yeah.
Because I was trying to watch that and it just wouldn't.
Yeah.
Even watching it back.
She had problems before she.
Yeah, it wouldn't load up or anything. It just kept cutting back and going back to the beginning. Right. Next question then is we've got 15 minutes left. So, would you get a lie detector test? I would, yeah. Without a doubt. I've nothing to lie about. I'm not gaining anything from telling you what I've encountered or experienced.
I'm kind of curious. What's the lie detector test about? What are we?
I was thinking the same thing.
Well, that came up. I noticed that popped up in the chat when I was talking about all the different things that happened to me in that house with the pterodactyl and all that kind of stuff.
Oh, okay.
Just to make it, the pterodactyl wasn't in the house, I would have noticed that straight away. But I know what I saw, when I saw it, what was going on, all that kind of stuff. The stories will never change. I might forget some of the detail or get a little bit of it wrong because it was so long ago. But I know what I've seen and what happened. Whether it was that I was looking at, not got a clue. I couldn't tell you it was that, but I can tell you what I seen and that's it.
Yeah.
But I'd do it lie detector.
Yeah.
I have nothing to lie.
I can say with my series, Writing Through the Unknown, I would do it because I'm learning along with everybody else. So, let it be what it's going to be. But yeah, I got nothing to gain either by, the series is unfolding what it's unfolding and I'm learning what I'm learning. So it changes. My story changes.
Yeah.
I wouldn't do it.
You wouldn't?
No, because I don't believe they're factual. If you take a person that believes their own lies and you put them on a lie detector.
Oh, yeah.
Then it's going to come up that they're telling the truth.
Because they believe that that's the truth.
Yeah.
So I won't ever take a lie detector because I'm like, that's BS. I mean, I absorb and send out vibrations constantly. What if that sets it off? I'm not going to set myself up for that.
Yeah, but
believe me or you don't. That's just how.
There's also lie detector test, and then there's the lie detector test, and the lie detector test. Those are pretty much, I think, almost infallible.
Yeah, I don't care.
Because that is people. I've met somebody who was a human lie detector.
Oh yeah.
And
well, BS.
They can pick up on the slightest hair of a mistruth, and they're like, "Nope, that's not true." And it's like, man, you cannot put anything past them, no matter how much you believe it.
Yeah. Next question: would you get hypnotic regression?
Yep.
I've done it.
Next year. Yep. In April.
Yeah.
I'd love to.
I have done it before. I've featured in a magazine years ago for past life regression. So I've done it. But I'd like to do it again. See what else I can obviously.
Yeah, I'd like to, but then also be worried about what I'm going to find out of any encounters that I've had. So maybe I don't want to know.
I would want to know though. That's the thing.
I do, and I don't at the same time.
I know what you're thinking, Andy, and yeah, I don't want to know that part either.
I know I've got missing time, and I don't want to know what happened during the seconds, shall we say? Yeah.
So when or if you do past life regression, here's the question: do you take someone with you? Because this is your most intimate parts that you don't even know yet. Like me, I'm not having anyone in there, but I'm going to videotape it.
I'd go on my own, and I'd do like dictaphone or something.
Yeah, because I mean, what if I can, what if I say some things I don't necessarily
exactly that.
I'm a really good girl in this life, but I was really not in another. So I'm just going to keep all that on the DL and
some things you don't want to share.
Yeah. So what about y'all? Did you take anyone with you when you did it?
I done a mine over the phone.
Oh, yeah.
So that obviously, I mean, my friend was with us at the time, but I don't think it was like 20 odd years ago now. So
oh wow, time to do it again.
Just I remember like obviously having the visions and that of what happened and stuff like that, and she told us exactly what I was saying, but I still remember what I was saying.
Oh wow.
So, and then a couple of years later, the house I described, I actually found it that I used to live in. So that was quite amazing. And that's the one I took you to not that long ago.
Yeah.
Oh wow. That's cool.
I'm still trying to find out though exactly who I was, because I didn't come through with my actual name.
Oh.
So, but I sort of know where I lived, and I have traced back that family, and it's very, very similar to the history that obviously I gave, like the people that I gave, who they were. So.
Yeah.
Interesting.
That's awesome.
Right. We've got 3 questions left. Next one is, I can't even pronounce that. SFSFE. Yeah. So yeah, but obviously I've just read letters out, so I've spelled somebody's name. That's as good as it's going to get tonight. It's been a long day. Do you think humans are time traveling back here, or do we become extinct first?
No, time traveling for sure.
You think? Why?
I'm kind of confused by what they mean by extinct first, because if we become extinct first, how are we time traveling back?
So have we ended life on Earth, and then we've moved on to wherever, and then we're coming back to try and... This is what I'm getting from this. Have we come back to try and change the way we do it, so we don't destroy what we've got going on?
Right,
kind of Terminator style.
What I'm saying is, if we became extinct, how can we come back in time? If we're extinct, we're not around.
We're at the brink of
so there's no one to come back.
I suppose with the expression extinct, it's like the majority of mankind gets wiped out, and there's a handful left. Like the Adam and Eve project, so to speak.
Yeah, so if there is a handful left, then yes, it's possible that they're traveling back in time and trying to warn us, maybe, or trying to fix something. But
I think they're just trying to not repeat.
Or are these the people behind trying to push disclosure to say, look, come on, sort yourselves out. There's going to be an alien invasion coming up and it's going to wipe out humanity.
Yeah, could be.
Never know, do you?
could be.
I actually had somebody message me from South America a couple of years back, asking, do I know how to build a time machine, because they've had a very sad life and they want to go back and change some things to make it better. And I thought it was someone mucking about, so I sent them a message back. I can't remember exactly what I wrote. They're like, no, I really do want to go back. I need to change the past and make it better for me. Okay, well, delete.
That is sad.
I know that was quite freaky. That.
So there is time travel, and it is governed. There actually is an organization that governs it. And there are moments like I've tried going back and fixing something so it didn't happen, and no matter what I did, the event still happened. So there are fixed points.
That
I mean,
didn't
they
go
now they say now that they've cracked time travel, but they're talking at the molecular level, where
right.
apparently they can cause one atom to do something if you fire a laser at it or something. But that's not the sort of time travel that that I've always thought about, i.e., a time machine and going forward or backwards.
Right. I've got some homework for you guys. Have a look at Byron Trump, and look at the theory.
I've read his book.
Travel.
I've heard of this one, about Donald Trump.
Yeah.
Donald Trump's son.
The hybrid.
It's all over the internet. Go in it and have a look and see what you think.
I have.
Because I heard something about Donald Trump's dad or something acquiring Nikola Tesla.
No, it's his son.
Son.
Oh, we're talking about his son, Baron, or whatever.
Yeah.
Byron.
Baron.
It's Byron.
Is it Baron? I thought it was Byron.
It is Baron. His son's name is Baron.
I thought it was Baron. Yeah.
Baron.
That's Byron.
Same thing.
Whatever.
But the interesting thing about Trump is I believe it's his uncle was the one who took all the Tesla documents.
Yeah, I heard the story behind that.
So it wouldn't surprise me that Baron can, came back, because he would have had access to all of that.
Yeah, because he was part of the FBI, wasn't he? The CIA, or one of the 8 government agents. But yeah, look into it. Have a look. It's a really good read.
It is. Really, I have the books about it.
Yeah. Wow. So we haven't got enough time to talk about it now.
No.
That's what I'm finding it.
That'll be another show.
Yeah. Next question. Do you think Uri Geller is telling the truth? Or someone put in the chat, or is he bending it?
Somebody want to tell me who that is?
Uri Geller, the spoon bender.
He was quite big in England. I think he initially was from Jerusalem or somewhere, wasn't he?
He's Israeli, isn't he?
That's it, Israeli. Yeah. And I think in the sort of 70s and 80s, that was his sort of peak.
He'd get a metal spoon, he'd rub it with his thumb, and it'd bend all the.
You watch it bend.
Oh,
yeah.
Okay. Now,
apparently he stopped a cable car once as well, just using mind power and force.
Oh, so, and the guy used the brake.
Yeah. But he was on some show in America, wasn't he? And some guy in the States said, "Right, I've got a plate here full of metal spoons.
Yeah.
Can you bend one?" And or something, or it was glasses or something like that. I don't know. But he was put to the test live on a chat show, and he couldn't do it.
Also, apparently, so I'm friends with Eric Mintle, who does Eric Mintle Investigates, the ufologist, and he has the quartet and all that. He knows Uri. And Uri apparently has a golden egg that was given by an alien to John Lennon from back in the 70s in New York. Wow. I think it was 1973 that happened. I might be wrong on the year, but I'm sure it was the 70s.
Wow.
So apparently Uri Geller has his golden egg.
Outstanding.
Well, why hasn't he showed anybody?
Would you? I wouldn't.
No. Yeah, I wouldn't be showing that.
No, that would soon go missing, wouldn't it? Well, let's have a look.
Was it made by a golden goose? That's the question.
Right? And where is the goose? Forget the egg, keep the egg. tell me where the goose is.
But the thing is with Uri Geller now, he does do a lot of work with like federal, the police and army and military and all that, searching for missing people and
like remote viewing kind of thing.
Yeah, he does a lot of remote viewing. Couldn't think what it was called then. So yeah, you've got all that. It is worth looking into.
Yeah,
because if he's on the checkbook for doing that, then he's doing something right.
Yeah, right.
Yep.
Yeah. So right, let's see if we've got any more questions.
Got one on the screen.
That's a good one, actually.
Is Andrew Basiago or the Montauk Project telling the truth?
No, I don't.
The Montauk.
Yeah.
Montauk, I know a lot about that because it was a carry-on from MK Ultra. I believe that because the tower that they use, they were chopping the wires, the cables, they set it on fire. and there was still stuff. It was still had energy going through it. They literally had to burn it to the ground, or most of it, to
Still
stop
active.
it doing what it was doing. So yeah, I believe it. I believe all that is.
I'd like to believe it. I mean, I really would. I mean, because apparently it was Andrew Basiago's dad, wasn't it, that was part of the main project, and apparently he'd taken him to Mars, and he time traveled back to the one of the big wars in America, the Independence thing.
Civil War.
There's a photo
Civil
of a
War,
young Andrew
yeah.
Basiago at the actual, during the war.
Yeah,
During
at the Gettysburg Address.
That's right, yeah. And apparently he also used to know, what was his name? The American president before,
Lincoln.
No. Basiago used to work with
Is it Nixon?
Barack Obama. No, Barack Obama.
Oh,
Apparently Barack Obama was one of
before that.
Basiago's friends when they were kids. And he was saying that Obama was part of the whole Montauk project as well. And they both went to Mars. They went through a Stargate to Mars. He was telling a story that one of his friends that he was with didn't quite make it through the Stargate properly and lost half of his leg while they were jumping over to Mars.
Oh.
Yeah. So I don't know.
It
I'd like to
happened.
believe the guy, but
that'd be a good claim. How did you lose your leg? I jumped
Would
through
it be
the stairs.
scared off? Like, would it be cauterized when that happens, or would it be?
Actually, no. So what they would do is when he got there, they would just set him down on they call them med beds or healing devices, and they would just regenerate within minutes his entire leg back to normal as if nothing ever happened.
Do you know what would be interesting is to find out if that Andrew Basiago goes to Bohemian Grove.
I don't think he does.
Yeah, but would he tell anyone if he did?
Probably not. I wouldn't tell anybody if I did.
Because he's a good
You know-
job. He used to be a lawyer or something, isn't he? From what I heard.
Well, that's what I mean. So they're all like civil servants and government officials. Well, that's what civil
With the
servant is.
horrors that goes on there, I would not want to be associated with. If I was there, I would not want my name associated with the horrors that goes on there.
Yeah. Is it the owl? Is it the owl ceremony or something? The opening ceremony? The giant owl? Something like that?
Something like that.
I can't remember without looking it up, but it's something like
But
yeah.
being the Chrononauts, that is real. Project Pegasus is real. And Montauk is a lot more than what people realize.
Yeah. Definitely.
Yeah.
And
Right.
no, Michelle, I'm not going to go in at what happened at Montauk.
Yeah, I'm just not going to get in this at all. This topic.
She got a taste of it, and she was cringy on her sofa.
Really?
Yeah, no, I don't want any part of that.
Because just quickly, the Montauk was also involved with the Philadelphia experiment.
Yeah. True. Yeah.
It was the same people doing everything.
Same people, different incident, trying to do different things, and
Yeah.
yeah.
See what they can and can't do, and a lot of it. You could do it, but they couldn't do it the correct way.
Yeah.
I suppose.
I don't think they were allowed to do it the correct way. I think no matter how they did it, it was going to come out flawed.
Oh, yeah, definitely. Right, we've hit the 2 hour 5 minutes, so we are going to have to end this. Massive thank you for everyone coming on, even the 2 late ones. I know it's your fault. No, I do appreciate you coming on, and thanks for
No worries. I'm glad the power stayed.
rewiring. Yeah, David, it's all good. Thank you, Michael. Thank you, Michelle.
Thank you.
Thank you, everyone in the chat. Everyone that listens on podcasts. A few more countries listening, a few more states. Don't forget, you can join the paid membership on YouTube, which will help with the running of the channel and the website and everything else. All details of all future events are on the website. And that's pretty much it. I will be back on, what day are we on now? Friday. I'll be back on Sunday with Michael. I'll be back on Tuesday where I'll be speaking with Derek Savory. And then each day I'll tell you what's going on. There's just too many to remember. I can't.
Right.
Yeah. They're all on the computer and the computer's switched off. So, yeah. So thank you guys.
No
Yeah,
problem.
thank you.
And it's been a good round table or a
Yeah.
square,
It has.
whatever you want to call it.
It was fun.
Yeah, we definitely need to do something like this again.
Definitely.
Good.
If you guys are up for it,
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely.
Anytime.
excellent. Right, so we're going to call it a day. Have a great weekend, everyone.
You too.
Oh, just before I go, there is a chat tomorrow morning at 9 o'clock for the paying members on YouTube to get there saying what goes on with the channel. So if you are interested, drop me a message and I'll send you the link for that. Other than that, have a great weekend, everyone, and see you all soon. Take care.
Bye-bye.
And goodbye.
Have
See
a
you
great.
later.
Bye.
Bye bye.
Bye bye.